Welcome everybody, Wednesday, July 8th, 4:15 p.m. This is live. We are going to take a look at a few stocks and instruments today. We are going to take a look at Tesla, SpaceX, the stock indices, gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum from a technical analysis perspective. And we are going to try to decipher where are the new patterns starting so that we can jump and use that to make some money. So let's start right away. So Tesla closed at 393.93, down almost $8, 2.23% down. Post market, we are down another buck. So let's take a look at where we are at for Tesla in terms of patterns. So let me see. This is the bullish pattern that we were in. We followed that pattern for a while. It started in April of this year, and now today we are getting outside of it. So outside of a bullish pattern is not the best. So this is showing us some weakness. So there is weakness in that stock, and but it does not mean that we necessarily need to short it now. We need to give it some chance. It could get stuck into a horizontal resistance, horizontal or congestion zone. And this is where this is. This is at 388.36 right here. So this is where we are. This is the congestion zone. There's another one right here that goes down to 367. But right now we are staying above 388.36. So when we get outside of a bullish channel, we can get stuck going sideways. So this is what's happening right now. We are going sideways. It's been only a few days, but we are going sideways. So this is okay. So it's not something that we can really short, because we could be going sideways for a while and then pick back up and go back up. So yeah. So no short for now. Is this good news? No, it's not as good of a news as if we were bouncing on our bullish channel support. Bullish channel support is here. If we were bouncing on this, that would be better news. But at the same time, we are into this downward trend, downward channel. So we are also there. So even if we had this move right here, it does not mean that Tesla would have gone back to 488. It has a few hurdles to overcome before we can start thinking about that 488 back. So right now on the daily chart, no buy signals, no sell signals. We don't have momentum up, so we are just in a wait and see mode. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour chart, this makes it even easier to see. So you see right here what's happening. So yeah. So we are just above 388.36. We have a little bit more resolution here on the 1 hour chart. So 388.36, we are right smack on it basically. This is where we were last Thursday. Went up, went down. This is a downward trend, a smaller downward trend that we are in. So right now this is a wait and see attitude on the 1 hour chart, because there's more data, there's more candles and everything. We could be shorting this one after 388.36. First stop is going to be 382.70, and then second stop would be around 370. So this is what could be happening in the next few days, but we are waiting for a trigger. We are waiting for a trigger, and we know what to do, and we have identified the triggers. On the upside, on the 1 hour chart, not much we can do, because even if we start breaking this this resistance right here, this would mean if we start to reach almost $400, then we have this downward resistance right there. So you know there's not much room to make money on the upside before breaking this downward resistance. So so maybe some opportunities on the downside. On the upside, not much that we can look at for now. Let's take a look at SpaceX. So SpaceX quite weak also. Let's switch to the 1 hour chart. So yeah, look at this. Look at this. So our last resort for the support is at 147.21. We went below that today in the afternoon. We closed below, then made a sideway move, and now we are back up. So, you know, this is hanging by a thread. Hanging by a thread. That short right here below 147.21, I would have put the stop loss just above, you know, at 150 or just a bit more, just right above this horizontal resistance. So yeah, very, very weak, very, very weak. What is happening right now is that the ceasefire that the US had with Iran seems to be over. So the news came out last night. We are hearing some things in the morning. So we don't know what is going to happen. Is the US going to bomb the out of them? So is this going to restart a possible blockade of the Strait of Hormuz? So this is what has been in play today. So the market is not overreacting to the downside. It still has a bias on the way down a little bit, but nothing too critical. If we take a look at the VIX, we can see exactly what happened. So before the open, the VIX went super high, super fast, but it cooled down. It cooled down even before the open. Then at the open, things went bad again, but not as bad as earlier this morning. And things are starting to cool down now. So the VIX is at 1689. It's not at the 15 that we were not too long ago. So that was great to have it at 15. So, but it's not bad. It's at 1689. So things are settling down. But for how long? Nobody knows, because nobody knows what is going to happen between the US and Iran. Is there going to be some further actions on the Iran part, on some on some boats that want to pass through the Strait of Hormuz? It seems like Iran wants to keep control of that strait, and this is not sitting well with the US, of course. So any move up that we are going to start to see this week, if any, we need to be thinking short term because there is some instability. Let's take a look at the stock indices. So stock indices, Dow Jones, which was climbing and climbing since the beginning of June. So it's been almost a month of climb. Now it's not climbing as fast, so we are outside of this bullish channel. This was before in April we were into a slower bullish channel, so it's not too bad. We were fast going outside of the original bullish channel. Now we are cooling back down a little bit, so this is not bad, but we are seeing a little bit the effect. We still have momentum on that stock, on that index, so it's not too bad. SPX, this one is into a downtrend right here, except for one day, Monday of this week, we came outside of it, but now we are back inside of it. If SPX starts to go below 74.30 right here, then the next stop is going to be 7,300. So this is the number we need to watch, 74.30. 74.30. Sorry. QQQ bouncing on its support. This is what it's supposed to do. So it's bouncing on it. So it's not crashing. It's doing what it's supposed to do, and stocks are supposed to bounce between resistance and support. And right now we are bouncing today on that support. We need to take into account that recently we have not been able to reach that resistance. We reached it at the beginning of June. We could not reach it June 15th. We could not reach it, and even worse, June 30th. So you see, we are seeing a weakening within its bullish channel. We are seeing a weakening. So you know, different weakenings. We have one right here. This one is not does not tell us a whole lot, but this one right here tells us more. So this is the downward channel we are in. So I could draw, you know, I could draw this right here to show where it is. So this is the bottom part. So this is where we are. So we are into this tiny downtrend within the congestion zone right here. So we are trending down. We are trending down a little bit, bouncing on support. So we could be doing something like this for a while before breaking that support. So right now we are bouncing today. We'll see where this leads us. But again, for this one, we don't see much upside. You know, there's not much upside because we have a resistance, a horizontal resistance at 721.92, and we have this downward one at depending on where we hit it at 730. So yeah, not much upswing, possible downswing, but right now it's not happening. Let's take a look at Nasdaq. You see the same move, going down, going up at the same time. So we could be zigzagging a while, a week or two at the most, and then we are going to make a decision. And Russell, this is the small caps. Small caps also, look at this. We have a wick at the bottom, so we went lower, we're pushed back up. So support is holding. So today was a support test. Support is holding. Nasdaq, support is holding. QQQ, support is holding. SPX, even SPX went down with this wick. So support is holding, you know, there is no crash yet. I'm not saying that there is going to be one soon, but everything is good so far. This is just a cool down. It turned out just to be a cool down. At the beginning of the day, like I said with the VIX, it could have been much worse, but no, it turned out that people are not freaking out too much. Yeah. Okay, let's now take a look at gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum. So gold is into a downward trend again. So gold is going down. Yeah, so it's going down. It's not the time to buy gold. We don't buy when things go down. Because we are buying high. Right now we are buying high because it's supposed to go lower. So right now this is a downtrend, nothing to do with gold. For silver, well, silver was a little bit better, came outside of its downtrend, but look at this right now, it's almost right back into it right here. So silver, I don't think this is interesting below 20 bucks, and this is Prot Physical Silver Trust that I'm watching. This is the same. This is pretty much the same pattern as the other silver ETFs. So yeah, silver is not really interesting either. Bitcoin, what's happening with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is still in play in terms of its bottom that it made in February 7th. It made a nice bottom. And it's slipping a little bit from that bottom, but still making other bottoms at the same time. So the last one was at 58,132. Is that it? 58,92. So this is the last bottom. So we are slipping because this is lower a little bit than this, and this is lower than all of them. So we are slipping, but we are not falling. So this is just a bear trap, you know, a bear trap. You see that and you say, oh, the floor has been breached. Yeah, but it's coming back up afterwards. And then the second time, the floor has been reached. Yeah, but it's coming back up. So this is a little bit dangerous if you go there, but it's not going lower. So there is a chance that eventually we are going to start to go higher soon. This is on the daily chart. So this is the bearish channel we are in. So in order to be clear, we have for a couple of weeks at the most. Then we are going to be a bit more sure as to what Bitcoin is going to do. Is it going to cave in to that resistance, or is it going to break it and maybe even go higher? So right now, Bitcoin is not bad. If you believe it is going to go higher without being convinced too much, you can buy right now. This is a buy on support. A buy on support is a buy at a low point. Is this going to be the lowest point? Maybe not, but at least it's at a low point. Just like it was here at 2300, no, at 23,900. This was a low point. This was a low point, but then boom, it turned out that there was a lower point. So right now, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. This is a low point. If we break it significantly, then this can be shorted. If we start to go higher, then 64,820 and outside of this downward resistance, then we can conclude. So basically 67,000. So at around 67,000, then we can conclude that we are outside of this downward channel and we are going higher. So the pattern will have changed. Right now, the pattern is a downtrend. That's it. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum doing a little bit better. This is its downward trend. This one is came outside of it. Recently came outside of it for a couple of days. Well, even right now, it's technically right smack on it. So this one is looking better pattern-wise. But even if we start to go sideways and break this downward pattern, we are still going to want Ethereum to break above 1850. 1850 is right here. This is the number to break. If you hear that we are closing at 1850, then this is going to indicate a change in trend and we can catch that swing up to 24.29 right here, where we could not go higher in March and also in April. So we are waiting for that one too. So great. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for attending this. I am doing 5 videos a week like this. This one is free. The other ones are for my members, YouTube members. It costs the cost of a coffee per month. So you get 5 videos instead of this one. So consider joining us. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow. If you are a member, I'm going to tell you à la prochaine, si Dieu le veut.